black men. That's how it started. Back in the 60s, when you called the ambulance, the police came.
Policemen were in charge of taking people to the hospital.
And they would put the person on that little stretcher and throw them in the back of the paddy wagon, slam the door, and go as fast as they can. People were dying.
Freedom House was a program to hire the unemployable, some of the alcoholic and drug abuse people that they wanted to get off the streets.
And we went to school and we went through training and we did an excellent job.
We were starting IVs in the field, doing tracheal intubation in the field.
We were the ones who changed all emergency medical services.
At that time, black people couldn't get an ambulance. You couldn't get an ambulance into a lot of communities. We're last on the list to get service.
I remember the whole political fight around the future of Freedom House.
But the mayor decided to put his own service in the system in opposition to Freedom House in 1975.
He really didn't like Freedom House. That's being blunt.
You know, when you can take something from nothing and make something out of it, everybody else wants to get in on the play.
It was something that black people had pioneered. It was taken up by the government, and then the next thing you know, taken away from us.
The city just cut the legs right out from under us.
Everybody advanced, everybody prospered, everybody made out, but none of us.
And we are black men. That's how it's.
Now I know this probably went over a bunch of people's head. I know it did, because people is fucking idiots. People are stupid. Excuse my language. These brothers grew up in the 1960s. Do you know what they just said they did? They said that they invented the ambulance.
Right.
The paramedics was invented by black people. And I was like, nah. I know black people, we the shit. But ain't no way we did that. I never heard this before. I put it in Google. The first thing popped up was these niggas right here. And say they invented the paramedics, the ambulance in the 1960s. Because what they did, they said the police was the ones took you to the hospital. And they came up with it. And guess what? They said that they was drug addicts and alcoholics. That was a way to give them jobs in the 60s. Before integration. Before the war on drugs. Black people was figuring it out. Because that's what we do. We figure shit out. They invented the paramedics, man.
And then if I could, Salakia, they invented all that, and then like the devil, just like the devil always do with everything else, they come in and steal it, and then they take it away and then make it even more difficult for you to do it.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Let's play some video. That's what he about to say that.
Started. Back in the 60s, when you called the ambulance, the police came.
Policemen were in charge of taking people to the hospital.
And they would put the person on that little...
Police? Your chances is death. If you got to trust the police to take you to the hospital, black people without cameras, without camera phones and the internet, it's going to be a lot of dead niggas. What they call it, DOA, dead on arrival.
Dead on arrival, yeah.
When your mama and them like, no, he was good. He was
breathing. He was live. He was talking when he left.
Well, what happened to him? Oh, he died on the way.
All right, Salaki, if I could, is that why a lot of older black people don't like to go to the hospital? Because I know when when my daddy was still here, you know what I'm saying? He never wanted to go to the hospital for nothing.
Right. Yeah, mine's either.
And he grew up on the south side of Chicago, Salakia. Yeah. So is that kind of the reason why like a lot of older black folks, especially a lot of older black men, don't like to go to the hospital?
Man, I wouldn't be surprised, real talk, if the police was the ones taking them. Yep, if the police, you had to get in a police car to go to the doctor. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to go to the hospital. We just gonna take our chances with the Lord. Real talk.
Stretcher and throw them in the back of the paddy wagon, slam the door.
Throw them in the back of the paddy wagon. That's what they do when they lock you up, going to jail.
And go as fast as they can. People were dying.
Freedom House was...
You heard what she said? She said people was dying. She said exactly what you said. She said people was dying. They threw them in the back of the paddy wagon and people was dying. Wasn't even making it to the hospital. Real talk.
A program to hire the unemployable, some of the alcoholic and drug abuse people that.
Right. So, that's so heavy. That's how black people, we so goddamn smart, man. When we separated from the white man, we just so damn intelligent when we put down his drugs and all his philosophies. We sat there and said, this is a way we're going to come up to how we give jobs to regular black people that's on drugs, that's alcoholics. You feel me? We're going to give black people that's on drugs, alcoholics, we're going to get them a job. And what they going to do is be saving people's life, making sure they get to the hospital.
They wanted to get off the streets.
And we went to school and we went through training and we did an excellent job.
We were starting IVs in the field, doing tracheal intubation in the field.
We were the ones who changed all emergency medical services.
Right. They're from Pittsburgh. A few black men from Pittsburgh, they changed the emergency medical field. That's what they did. Man, this is insane, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is crazy.
That time, black people couldn't get an ambulance. You couldn't get an ambulance into a lot of communities. We're last on the list to get service.
I remember the whole political fight around the future of Freedom House.
But the mayor decided to put his own service in the system in opposition to Freedom House in 1975.
He really didn't like Freedom House. That's being blunt.
You know, when you can take something from nothing and make something out of it, everybody else wants to get in on it.
Right. He said when you could take nothing from something and make something out of it, everybody want to get a part of it.
Right.
Now they want to put an ambulance and emergency system in every major city now because these black men from Philly did it in the 60s.
Right.
Now you got ambulances in every city. You got an emergency medical team in every city. You got paramedics in every city because some black men that was high and alcoholics, they came up with this.
Right.
That's what they said. They was giving people that was high and alcoholics a job so they can get them off the street.
Right.
And now the government took it and ran with it, just like they did with the chilling circuit. Just like they did with rock and roll. You feel me? They just took it because we made something out of nothing and they took it and they ran with it and now they making millions of dollars. And this was our business. This was us.
Right.
We did this. Black people did this. We the one, it's every paramedic supposed to be black. Everybody that pull up an ambulance from what they saying is supposed to be a nigga.
Right.
You hear me? That's giving you the IV. While you done got shot. It's supposed to be a black person picking you up, taking you to the hospital.
Right.
But instead, the government took it just like they took the rock and roll and all that stuff. That's what they do. White people don't have no culture. From what we keep seeing, I say, y'all. White people don't have culture. What they do is just take yours and claim it as theirs.
Right. Facts.
Real talk. This is insane.
They claim everything from the lottery to hell, even being the slaves in Egypt to every goddamn thing they done took.
Right. God damn, this is insane. But if I could, if you go to Genesis 22 and 18.
22 and 18.
Play. It was something that black people had pioneered.
Right. He said this is something black people pioneered. We started this. The ambulance, the medical service, all that, we started this. The police used to pick you up and throw you in the back of the paddy wagon, and the woman said people was dying. The woman in the video said the black people came up with this because black people was dying. They was not making it to the hospital. Real talk.
It was taken up by the government, and then the next thing you know, taken away from us.
Right. The government picked it up, then they took it away from black people with a stroke of a pen. That's that. They wonder why black people, we can't get up in the society. They think we just want to get high. We want to be gang bangers. We want to go to jail. The women want to be Glorilla pimps. No, that's not true. But if we do try to come up in the world, they're going to sign a piece of paper and take it away. If we do come up with something, they're going to sign a piece of paper and they're going to take it. Real talk. This keep happening over and over again. God damn.
You want to go to scripture?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 18. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed.
Right, and it's a prophecy about us, man. It's a prophecy about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It said through our seed. You feel me? This was talking to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, now us, the 12 tribes of Israel. All the nations is going to be blessed because of us.
Okay. They
know we invented everything to make this country run. And they hide it from you. They hide it from where you got to go research. You got to go look it up. They ain't gonna just tell you that the ambulance and the paramedics come from black people. They ain't gonna just tell you. They gonna just make you think that they done it, that they started it.
Right.
When they blessed because of us.
Right. Because thou hast obeyed my voice.
Right, and that's the point. The point is, when we obey God's voice, we gonna be ruling. We gonna be doing magnificent things. But if we not obeying his voice, you gonna have nothing but the Sexy Reds, Glorrillas, Lil Durk, YSL, Slime Life, all that. That's all you gonna get. That's all we gonna get when we follow in Egypt, the shadow of Egypt. All we gonna get is the thugs, the whores, the pimps. That's what we gonna get. 2 million black men in prison. That's what we gonna get when we follow in Egypt. But when we following the Lord, when we obeying the Lord, all these nations gonna be blessed because of us.
Right.
Real talk. Yeah, but that's the end of tonight's podcast. Tune in every Wednesday, 9 o'clock. You feel me? How about Shimmy Abshah Brakathan? How about Shema Thumb? About Shimmy Abshah.